Oh my goodness gracious, people. I just saw this post about the new Lightspeed bundles about an hour ago, and at first I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They're kind of selling Galactic Legends, and I assumed the price would be 100, maybe $200 just to entice early game whales into buying basically Galactic Legends or Star Killer. But I'm going to show you some screenshots from the Discord, from the SWGOH Events Discord server. Shout out to them for the data mine. And that is not the case. So what are these Lightspeed bundles first? They are selling all the necessary components for several characters or ships. And every character required for that ship or other legendary character is coming at Relic 5. So even pilots for ships, which, they don't matter what relic level they are. And then BB-8, which you can do that event with Gear 8 characters. You're getting all those characters at Relic 5. And look at this. BB-8, they give you the whole First Order factions, basically Supreme Color Red. This is ridiculous value. Radis, I think there's a lot of newer players, even newer experienced players and spenders go for Ray last. And I think that's going to change. I think we're going to see a flooding of Rays, and you'll see why in a second. So here I am in the SWGOH Events server, which by the time I get this out, Arnold probably would have covered it. But look at this, BB-8 Lightspeed bundle. All these characters legit at Relic 5, $9.99. This is basically the Supreme Leader Kylo. You still have to farm the ship, Hux's ship, and that's going to be kind of a grind. But the advantage you get, the head start on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren for $10? I'm free to play. I haven't spent, but I would have done this if I was early game. Even if I had never spent a cent in the game, I would take advantage of this. And if you want Ray, it's going to be about $50. Well, for Supreme Leader Kylo, all the characters, you need Veteran Smuggler Han. So that's another $10 to get that. But you get Jedi Training Ray from this. Well, actually, you do need Emperor Palpatine for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So you do have a little bit of work there, but the progress you get for that is unreal. And then for the Resistance Lightspeed bundle, this is basically the GL Ray bundle because it incorporates everything not included in the Jedi Training Ray bundle and the Radis bundle. $10 again. There's one deal that's not the greatest, and I'll talk about that in a sec. But the Radis, this is not just for Galactic Legend Ray. I mean, you get a lot of useful characters. I could actually get value from this, but I don't care about these characters. I don't have Lando at R5, but these are all characters you're not going to have to farm their shards at all anymore. Bosk is amazing. If I was starting out the game, I would basically treat it, if I knew what I was in for, I knew I was going to play the game long term, I would treat it like a normal video game and buy it. Last week, or a couple weeks ago, I bought Starfield for $70. And how long am I going to play that? Probably not even a tiny fraction of the amount of time I'm going to play this game. So this is insane. Bosk, super important. You're going to have an up and running fleet. Not that it's going to be super important, but it's basically no work you have to do. Radis bundle, I mean, it's the characters and the ships. $20 for all this. Houndstooth finished off. That's a long and grueling farm. Ships are not quick to farm in this game. That is crazy value. If you're just looking from a straight up value standpoint, the Radis Lightspeed bundle is probably the best value just because there's no such thing as acceleration. However, one thing that's funny is I don't understand how they decide to price things. $50 for Starkiller bundle. This is 4 characters at R5. They're all accelerated. Most of them are Cantina farms. These are much easier to farm than a lot of the Radis, the ships. Those are so slow. This does not make sense at all. This one is terrible. That's not worth. I mean, if you're a big spender, that's what I do for that. You could go for that. It's an easy call for a big spender. But I'm talking about even free-to-play, frugal players. This is, I mean, it's worth it. And the catch is it's available only for 2 weeks, which is really unfortunate. I thought since it was Lightspeed, kind of like Hyperdrive bundle, sounds the same, I thought it would be a permanent fixture, but it's not. So if you're a newer player or even a mid-game player, so many players don't have Ray. You're going to have to make a real decision and really think about this. Don't just be like, oh, I'm free to play. And I don't want to just be a salesman for this, but it's so much value, and I don't know. I think this is more worth it than any pack I have ever seen in this game. I don't care. Nothing else compares. When I was 13, I mailed $36 to RuneScape for a membership because my dad wouldn't pay for it. And that was 13. That was in like the mid 2000s. That was worth a lot more back then. Even teenage boys can afford this if they want to. Just so worth it. It's crazy. So to brush up on what the full requirements are, what this isn't gonna, it's not gonna get you completely across the finish line on everything. You're gonna have to put a little bit more investment. I've Supreme Leader Kylo Ren the most, but all you're putting in is like 10 bucks towards him, unless you buy JTR pack 2. Kylo Ren you're gonna need to take from 5 to 7, both variants. That's about it from the characters you get from it. You're gonna need to get Emperor Palpatine, which that's not a big ask. He's so useful anyway. He's a very easy unlock early in the game. On Relic 7, just put your resources towards him. And again, it's only 2 weeks, so it's going to be a hard, I don't know, it's going to be a hard decision to make for a lot of players. The big deal, Finalizer, yes, you have to get all those ships up to 5 stars. But they're pretty good ships. The ships you're going to need are any capital ship, so if you bought the Radis thing, that would count. First Order TIE Fighter, Houndstooth, you're going to get from the Radis pack. Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle, Slave 1, TIE Silencer, TIE Advance, and Xanadu Blood. If you were farming Executor, you're going to have a lot of this anyway. There's a good overlap. You're going to have Hux already. It's not going to be that much further. So I would implore free-to-play players that are newer or light spenders, it's kind of worth it. Rey, on the other hand, you could pretty much straight up buy for 40 bucks total. What you're going to have to do is level up JTR to Relic 7, Rey Scavenger to Relic 7 from 5, BB-8 up to 7. So you got to build up BB-8, JTR, and then a little bit extra on Rey. It can't really get easier than that. So it's 40 bucks total for almost everything with Rey, including Radis. You skip that whole grind. I think they know, they looked at the numbers, and people get Rey the least, which is kind of a shame. She's an amazing galactic legend. But if you got your money in your budget for I do game this winter, this year, 50 bucks for all this progress towards these 2 galactic legends if you don't have them. I think you can pull the trigger on it. However, the Starkiller one is pretty laughable. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. And I don't know, maybe people didn't think they'd expect to hear this from me, that you should go ahead and buy it. It sucks for players that, well, I mean, I guess everyone has the opportunity right now. It sucks for players that already were working on it and are really close to the finish line because they get less out of it, but I don't know, what you really going to do? That's my take on these Lightspeed bundles. Definitely worth it, way better than the Hyperdrive. If you can spare 10 bucks, get the BB-8 pack. If you can spare 50 bucks, I mean, get all the Rey and BB-8 packs, all the First Order Resistance packs you can. Skip Starkiller. Yeah, I want to know what people think about this. This is kind of crazy. So I'd love to hear in the comments thoughts. Am I being too positive about this? Is this bloodthirsty? Because I honestly read this post, thought it was going to be $100 to $200, and it's 10 to 20. So literally tenfold less than what I expected, and I am impressed. Thanks so much, guys. Don't forget to like, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more. Thanks. This is Sanjita signing off.